You could use whatever you want from the intro. That's basically our intros now. We just like record some stupid stuff and then use whatever we want. Anyway.
Hey guys, what's up? 7stop here. Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about Dark Souls 2 and Bloodborne. And we're going to be talking about which one is better. And I know what you thought when you clicked on the video. You thought, how could they even compare Dark Souls 2 and Bloodborne?
I know, right? Like, Dark Souls 2, the masterpiece.
Because Bloodborne is the absolute
best game of all
favorite
time
of the Dark Souls community. Mm-hmm. And Dark Souls 2 is the most hated Dark Souls game. But if you've seen our Bloodborne video, you know that, you probably haven't, but you know that we don't like Bloodborne that much. We think Whoa!
I know, right? It's pretty insane.
We think it's a good game, but it's just not the unapproachable masterpiece that people act like it is.
Miyazaki's masterpiece.
Oh man,
I like to say, but no, just literally like I know this is all you need to do. Just go ahead and look at the areas. Take a look at the list of areas, and just look and just count on your hands what areas are fun to play through, and then just
in Bloodborne.
Just look and see. Just count on your hand while Nico is coughing.
I got corona. Hey you. That's right. You viewer. I know what you thought when you clicked on this title, this video. You thought there's no way that Dark Souls 2 and Bloodborne are even on the same plane of existence. Because Bloodborne is so amazing, how could you even compare them? Mm-hmm. But actually, I think they're around similar levels of quality. And we would both give them a 7 out of 10. And you're like seething it with rage right now. Ah! But we're going to explain why.
Let's get into it. That's our intro.
Hey guys, what's up? 7stop. As you heard in the intro.
Before we get into this, make sure, just take a look at the graph, alright? See the graph on the screen? Just show.
I'm not doing it. I'm not putting a graph.
Unfortunately for you, history will not see it that way.
What's up, guys? 7stop here, and today we're going to be comparing Dark Souls 2 and Bloodborne. Now, I know. Dark Souls 2 is trash and Bloodborne is a masterpiece. Now,
according to the community.
If you literally just go ahead and go into the Bloodborne subreddit, just post Bloodborne good, Dark Souls 2 bad, and bam, instant karma.
Yeah.
But we're going to be talking about why they're actually a lot closer than you think.
Yeah.
But,
and if you've seen our Bloodborne video, which you probably haven't, you know how we feel about Bloodborne.
Mm-hmm. Go check that out. But brief summary, we like it. We think it's good. It's still a good game, but it's just not up to the level of
it's so overhyped.
Standards. Yeah. If you want, because we know our Bloodborne video is pretty long. If you want a quick summary, go to the outro of that. But still, you should check out the whole video. Either way, yeah, we're going to be comparing them. Nico recently played Dark Souls 2. I played Dark Souls 2 recently as well. We both played through it. We played every Souls game now besides Demon Souls, and Nico hasn't played Sekiro. But still, we're gonna go ahead and compare. And all right, first, before we get into anything, what we're gonna say now is just go ahead and look up a graph, or not a graph. Look up a list of all the Bloodborne areas. Just look up a list of that,
and then count the number of them that you enjoyed playing through. And I guarantee you, it'll probably be less than 2. Probably, but actually though, yeah, we're gonna go through and talk about the game's mechanics and stuff, and just, how they compare. So basically, the number one thing when you look at Dark Souls 2 and Bloodborne that's pretty obvious is the visuals.
Yes.
And now everyone's like, "Oh, Bloodborne's so beautiful, the Gothic architecture."
Gothic.
And yeah, that's so cool. But it looks awful playing through.
It looks great.
I wanna dig my eyes out with a scalpel while I'm playing it. It's so bad. It's gray. The whole game.
Gray. Some brown in there, some light red, and you're
the DLC has a little bit more color.
A little bit more.
But
even then,
other than that, it's pretty much the most gray. It's like Modern Warfare 3 of the Bloodborne franchise of the Dark Souls franchise.
Yeah, it's so gray, and yeah, I know people have said oh yeah, that's part of the design and stuff like that. Then maybe it just doesn't work for us.
Kind of part of the tone, yeah. I get that, but yeah, it just doesn't work.
It just doesn't work for us. So Yeah, if we look at Dark Souls 2, I think Dark Souls 2 it's kind of like, this is how I like to say it. Dark Souls 2 is kind of like it's in between Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3, and I think it's a pretty good kind of like combination of both those games. Like, in my opinion, Dark Souls 1 has the best areas. Dark Souls 2 has some pretty unique and interesting areas, but at the same time,
some awful areas.
It has some awful
I wanted to cut my nuts off when I played through that pirate area.
Yeah, through the pirate area and the Iron Keep. All right, first off, we played Scholar of the first
yeah, we played Scholar,
which has additional enemies and stuff like that. So,
and we played Dark Souls Remastered for Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, but yeah, like Dark Souls 2 has some pretty visually interesting areas. Like, even though Iron Keep kind of sucks, it looks pretty neat how it's like this metal factory, and then like when you go out to fight the old Iron King, it's actually like this like giant bull head of like metal that you were traversing through and stuff. And
every area in Dark Souls 2 looks very unique, and there's lots of variance in environments and color and all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So you can't say that Dark Souls 2 doesn't have a lot of variety.
No, especially in the DLC. That like the DLC areas are pretty great. There's the Frozen DLC area, which like the Frozen DLC. That winter DLC.
Elium Lois?
Yeah,
Elium Lois?
I think that's it. It looks pretty cool, and I love how like it's kind of stormy at first, so you can't see anything, and then boom, it goes away. It's bright, and you can see everything and stuff. The second DLC...
The DLC areas are pretty good.
The second DLC... Don't even get me started on the second DLC. The second
DLC is, I think, one of the best pieces of Dark Souls content
I agree.
ever made.
It's so good.
And yeah, by the way, for all these games, we're also considering the DLC.
Yeah, but... Yeah, the second DLC, it's super cool. You're like walking along these chains to get up into like the little wharf thing and whatever. It's pretty great. First DLC is fine. It's not that amazing. I actually kind of liked the like how the area changed and stuff. And there was a pretty epic moment near like where you go through the entire area and then come back to the first bonfire.
Yeah,
which I thought was neat.
It was still a bit too gimmicky for me.
Yeah.
Bosses were fine.
The
bosses in Dark Souls 2 are like pretty mediocre. But here's the deal. I know this is gonna upset so many people, but the bosses in Bloodborne are awful.
The bosses in Bloodborne are worse than the bosses in Dark Souls 2. I'm sorry.
Yeah, how can people say that Bloodborne has the best bosses in the FromSoft games when Dark Souls 3 exists?
You can't say Chalice Dungeons. We are excluding Chalice Dungeons.
Yeah, we're not talking about Chalice Dungeons.
To grind.
We hate grinding.
Yes, we don't want to grind out the Chalice Dungeons. More gray, yes.
The DLC had good bosses, but other than the DLC, there's the base game bosses of Bloodborne are awful.
There are some good ones. We will say that.
Yeah, there are good ones.
There's
but if you took an average, you put it on a line graph, and then you took the what is that thing? What is the frickin' line? the frickin' line. It's like the average of all the data points. It would be like really low. It would be because there's so many bad bosses in
the median of the Bloodborne bosses would be pretty low. We got bosses, my favorites. We got the Witches of Hemwick, obviously some of the best bosses of all time.
Oh yeah, Witches.
We got the One Reborn. We got Rom, my favorite boss.
Yeah,
my absolute favorite boss.
So many bosses. People complain that Dark Souls 2 bosses are like fighting regular enemies.
Yeah.
But so are Bloodborne bosses.
Yeah, like
there's a lot of Bloodborne bosses where you also fight regular enemies.
We got my favorite, Mikolash. Oh yes, Host of Nightmare. Like really, if you really look at it, Mikolash, regular enemies. Rom has regular enemies. One Reborn has regular enemies.
Witches of Hemwick, regular enemies.
Witches of Hemwick, just regular enemies. And sure, they may not show up as often. They still are just kind of regular enemies and stuff.
And then we'll address what are the bosses people like in Bloodborne.
Martyr Logarius is good.
Martyr Logarius is a really good boss.
Garamond is good.
Garamond is good, but I didn't think he was super great.
No, he was
the Moon
easy.
Presence is pretty pathetic.
It's pretty easy.
What's that one? The one that everyone says is hard, but it's actually really easy at the beginning of the game.
Gascoigne.
Yeah, Gascoigne.
Gascoigne was so easy. I literally on my New Game Plus 2. I'm not even joking. On my New Game Plus 2 run, I literally beat him And he couldn't get into second phase. He could not get into second phase just because, I don't know, he just wouldn't get into second phase. He killed him
faster than he could get into second phase.
I wasn't using the saw cleaver with like the best gems and stuff like that. No, I was just using Maria's Rakuya. It was really easy to just kind of stun lock him, and he's fine. Again, he's not bad.
He's fine.
He's pretty forgettable.
But most of the bosses, bad. Yeah, most of the bosses are either fine or bad.
And, baby, we got my favorite.
And the ones that
blue goobers. They have regular enemies in it too. They have blue goobers.
What's that one after blue goobers?
I hate that one. Apparently people love it, but Abritas was a pain for me just because it was big. A lot of the times, like during the fight, I just randomly because she has like this weird chunk at the back of her that counts as like a plane above the area. Like randomly, I would just like when you take double damage, or I'm pretty sure you take double damage when like you're falling or something like that. And so what would happen was you'd be swinging, and then all of a sudden you do the plunging attack because you accidentally fell off of the back of her or something, and then you get hit. They do tons of damage, and near the end it has that awful ringing noise that just like hurts my ears and stuff, and you take damage constantly. I don't know. It's just not. I don't like that boss.
At the end of the day, Bloodborne bosses are not our cup of tea, but the DLC bosses, there's some pretty good ones in there. Like Orphan of Kos, one of my favorite Dark Souls bosses. I know people like it's Soulsborne, whatever, but. Lady Maria, pretty good.
Ludwig, most overrated boss ever. And then we got the Living Failures, which are some of my
pretty awful.
Bosses. It's my favorite boss.
So the reason we went through that is just to dispel everyone's incorrect opinions about Bloodborne bosses, and now we're gonna just talk about the Dark Souls 2 bosses, which get a lot of criticism. But the thing is, when you encounter an awful boss in Bloodborne, you have to beat the boss, and it takes a while. The bosses are usually
reborn.
They're not necessarily hard. They're just very gimmicky and long, and bosses have tons of health, and it's just a massive chore. But when you encounter a bad boss in Dark Souls 2, you can usually beat it in like 10 seconds because they're really freaking easy.
Yeah, we will say that, yes. Bloodborne 2, Dark Souls 2 bosses are not that great. If we're being honest, they're not that great. Even though we did trash on the Bloodborne bosses, still, Dark Souls 2 bosses are not that great. But there are some amazing ones. Let's go through some. So we got the Smelter Demon. I really like the Smelter Demon. I don't know. He apparently gets a lot of hate, but I actually really like the Smelter Demon.
I like the Smelter Demon.
I liked obviously the Fume Knight. Amazing boss. Mm-hmm. That one.
What's Sir Alon? Pretty good.
Yeah, Sir Alon is really good. Mirror Knight is pretty good. I actually liked that Scorpioness Nakaja.
Oh yeah,
fight. I thought that one
the
was
Pursuer decent fight.
The Pursuer is pretty decent fight. I liked. I'm trying to think of a lot of others because again, a lot of the Dark Souls 2 bosses are pretty forgettable just because of how easy. But
the thing is, it's better to be forgettable than to be memorable and for hating yourself while trying to beat it.
And even though, as we said, still Dark Souls 2 has some really amazing fights. Like Dark Souls 2 has a lot more, in my opinion, Dark Souls 2 has a lot more quality fights than Bloodborne. I know it's kind of insane, but it just, in my opinion, it does. It has
But I think that the best fights of Bloodborne are better than the best fights of Dark Souls 2.
Yeah, like the Fume Knight is pretty good, but I mean, Lady Maria is really amazing and stuff. And so that's why we think that. Yeah, so the best bosses in Bloodborne are a little bit better, but there's so few.
Yeah, let's do the areas. We already talked about the visuals, and the areas. As we said, they're all boring in Bloodborne to look at and stuff.
Yeah, they're boring, and pretty boring to play
I think the level design in Bloodborne is often pretty good. I also think that the level design in Dark Souls 2 is good, but it's ruined by enemy placement.
Yeah, the enemy placement in Scholar of the First Sin just ruins it. I'm pretty sure the base game, because I'm pretty sure in the base game, the enemy placement and also just the amount of enemies are a lot less. So we can't comment on that, but we can comment on Scholar of the First Sin, and yeah, it's pretty bad. Like the Smelter Demon corpse run is literally like almost impossible to not.
Sam didn't find the bonfire at the beginning of the Iron Keep level. No. He ran it from all the way in the previous level every single time.
I went down the elevator. I can just remember.
He's got trauma.
I did eventually find it, thankfully, but. It was still so painful and stuff. And I know it's surprising enough. but Dark Souls 2 actually has my favorite catacombs area.
Oh yeah, I agree. The catacombs area in Dark Souls 2 is pretty good.
Very good. And decent boss at the end. Velstadt is pretty decent. I liked Velstadt.
And as we said, the enemy placement sucks, and we're not denying that. But the enemies are way more fun to fight than the stuff in Bloodborne.
Yeah.
The Bloodborne enemies are so boring to us, and I
They're
know. It's the what is it? The aesthetic or whatever, or like what the heck is that?
Art style. What do you mean?
Guy who wrote Cthulhu. Lovecraftian. It's Lovecraftian or whatever. But I don't really care what it is if it's not fun. And it ain't fun.
It is not. Just flailing. There's so many enemies. Each enemy in Bloodborne has like their basic set of attacks and then the long charge up. Swipe. That's just like, there's so many of those in Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of insane. Just thinking about the enemies, there are just no enemies that I actually find like interesting or fun to fight in Bloodborne. Like, we got the basic guys. We got the kind of red basic guys, the guys with like the massive pokey stick and like the massive
and then
tree
there's werewolves.
There's werewolves.
The snake thing. Snake enemies.
Those snake things are so bad. And I'm just gonna say this right now. I also did replay Bloodborne recently. Like, while Nico was playing through Dark Souls 2, I was basically playing through Bloodborne. So it's not like I'm forgetting. Oh, I'm remembering right now. But and then there's like those guys in the poison area that throw rocks. There are those awful frenzy enemies. Frenzy is my least
frenzy
favorite one.
is easily the worst curse
Dark Souls
mechanic.
2 literally it has curse, but it doesn't insta kill you. I never ran into the thing that actually insta kills you in Dark Souls 2. Whereas in every other Souls game, I've run into it at least once. But in Dark Souls 2, I did not. But like
Dark Souls 1 curse was pretty bad though.
It's pretty bad, but thankfully there was like one enemy that did it. But either way,
in Bloodborne, it's like every level there's an enemy with frenzy.
Technically, that's not true, but still, it's annoying enough.
It feels like it.
It feels like it. Yeah, like there's the weird like lady who like frenzies you and then comes and grabs you. Obviously, we got the brain suckers or whatever. They were so annoying. Like, it's super hard to dodge their magic attack or whatever. And then there's and I hate these so much. They're like these guys. It's like in the poison area, which is, oh my gosh, I hate the poison area in Bloodborne. It's like these guys with mouths open, like are the half of their head, and like they're kind of white, and they have like, I forget exactly what they were. Nico could probably throw up an image, but they were just they were just so unfun. In Dark Souls 2, like, even though in the in that Iron Keep or whatever, even though there are stupid amounts of those like night enemies, they're still actually kind of fun, like one-on-one. Yeah. And
but not when there's 6 of them.
Not when there's 6 of them, but they're actually kind of fun on one-on-one. I actually like those mammoth knights. Like, literally, they were like mammoth knights. They like had like tusks and stuff. They were actually really fun.
And yeah, they're more generic, but they're actually fun. Unlike the enemies in Bloodborne.
Yeah, and like the what was that one area? The blue something or another. I'm kind of forgetting the area right before the like Sentinel guards or whatever. I actually thought those enemies were okay. The Sentinel guards? Yeah, I thought those enemies were okay.
Actually, I never fought the Sentinel guards.
You actually never did?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you have to.
I couldn't find them.
I'm pretty sure you have to. Whatever. Still, our point is that the Dark Souls 2 enemies are a lot more fun to fight than...
Yeah.
Because even though they're not like if we're being honest, I think the best enemies to fight in Dark Souls, like just base Dark Souls, are probably in Dark Souls 3 or Dark Souls 1. I would have to look at all of them.
I think Dark Souls 1 has my favorite enemies.
Yeah, I think Dark Souls 1. But what we're trying to say is still, Bloodborne, memorably bad. Dark Souls 2,
forgettably average.
Forgettably average and stuff. So, moving on, what do we got left?
We already, level design, we already talked about that a bit.
About that. Let's just talk about this right now.
The
gameplay. Dark Souls 2, alright.
Bloodborne has awesome combat.
We'll give the point to Bloodborne, okay?
They have awesome combat in Bloodborne.
Awesome combat.
Although I hate the blood vial system, I thought what they had in Dark Souls 2 was far better. The base combat gameplay, Bloodborne, is far superior to Dark Souls 2.
But still, Dark Souls 2 is it feels like Souls. I mean, like, besides, I don't like having to like upgrade the adaptability, and losing half of your health on death, I think, is a little bit too punishing. It's not punishing. It's just, in my opinion, Dark Souls most of the time This one
Dark Souls is about just trying.
Dark
again.
Souls is not a rage game.
Yeah.
But like Bloodborne 2, like literally, in Bloodborne 2, there's so much artificial difficulty.
Bloodborne 2?
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm saying it.
Dark Souls 2.
I can't believe, but no, in Dark Souls 2, there's just so much artificial difficulty. Like it's just like, oh yeah, just take away part of your health each time you die.
Yeah.
Like, come on, you gotta be able to like dodge it in some way. Like for example, like in a boss, you could dodge its attacks and stuff. Hard bosses are when you can't dodge their attacks, so you learn to dodge their attacks and like you learn the area. I can't learn how to remove that health thing.
Yeah,
unless I just find an effigy.
Yeah, you can use human effigies, but the thing is, it's kind of an inherently unfair mechanic if you think about it, because there's a limited number of effigies, but you can die an infinite number of times.
Yeah, I mean technically you can buy them from shops.
That's
and stuff,
true.
But even
but
then,
I think the shops are still limited. They have a certain number of things you can buy from vendors.
And even if they are unlimited, you've got to spend souls, which you could spend leveling up and stuff. So all in all, we don't like the health thing, but it kind of balances out. We hate the health thing in Dark Souls 2. So you're thinking, oh yeah, then Bloodborne has obviously superior. Well, Bloodborne is superior. There's the blood vial thing, which takes it down too. So,
and I thought the healing system in Dark Souls 2 with the gems and the Estus was actually really good. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I like the fact that like you can drink like in Dark Souls 2, you can drink like 2 of them, and you could speed up your how fast you heal. Because in Dark Souls 2, it's more about like how fast you heal and not how much. But yeah, I thought it was good. The combat itself in Dark Souls 2 it's Dark Souls. I don't know. It just kind of feels like Dark Souls. If you have max adaptability.
I feel like it was less satisfying than Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne. The combat was just generally less satisfying to hit enemies and stuff. Enemies felt like they didn't really react to your hits sometimes.
Yeah.
But backstabs were pretty epic. Although backstabs in Bloodborne are also good.
Yeah, but these Dark Souls 2 backstabs are amazing. I absolutely love the Dark Souls 2 backstabs and stuff. But yeah, all in all, the combat, we will give that to Bloodborne. Now, I think I want to just kind of briefly mention, just like, in my opinion, Souls has just always been a little bit more appealing than Bloodborne. You have more builds, more things like that. You have
way more freedom, variety.
Yeah, more variety.
Bloodborne is a like in terms of content, Bloodborne and Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2 just has so much more variety and just lots of different content, lots of enemies. Whereas in Bloodborne, it all feels the same.
Yeah, like in Dark Souls 2, I'm pretty sure Bloodborne might have this, but I know it's an actual big feature in Dark Souls 2. In Dark Souls 2, New Game Plus changes a lot of boss fights. Like, they actually add new moves and new enemies and stuff. Yeah, Dark Souls 2 New Game Plus is a lot different from the base game. Maybe not a lot, but it still is different and stuff. And also, again, yeah, as we said, we just prefer Souls. There are cooler weapons in Dark Souls 2, in my opinion. They have, like, the awesome twin blades and, like, in my opinion, Dark Souls 2 has like really way cooler weapons and stuff.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to briefly mention that, just in our opinion, Souls is just
and Dark Souls 2 has way more content.
Yeah, Dark Souls 2 has way more content. So, in conclusion,
which one do we think is better? Now, listening to this video, you probably thought, oh, they think Dark Souls 2 is better. But I think Bloodborne is better.
We think that Bloodborne is better.
It's just a far more polished game.
Yeah, we think there's a difference between what you like, what you actually personally prefer, and what you think is better.
Yeah.
Like, now, Dark Souls 2, it is kind of tough. Replaying Bloodborne made me prefer Dark Souls 2 a little bit more, like, in terms of, like, me playing. But Bloodborne still is the better game. It's far more polished. Like, the game is just, like...
Dark Souls 2 is pretty, like, glitchy and weird and like why is this hole here?
Yeah, what is this stuff?
Like, all these enemies, what's going on?
Yeah, like
but in Bloodborne, it does feel like a curated and refined experience.
It feels really refined. It feels really polished. So we do think Bloodborne is better, but I would rather play through Dark Souls 2 and
Bloodborne also, I think, has higher peaks than Dark Souls 2.
Yeah.
Even though the second DLC in Dark Souls 2 is really amazing, the DLC of Bloodborne was also very good. I think that the DLC of Dark Souls 2 is better than Bloodborne's DLC, but I think the best bosses of Bloodborne in the DLC are like some of the best moments of Souls that I've ever had.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what we think as well. Like, and yeah, as we said, Dark Souls 2 still has like some high moments. Like, it's kind of like in Bloodborne, it's kind of like this. It's kind of like Dark Souls 2 is like a really dirty, rusted antique. But it still has a super unique it's still really interesting, and it's it looks neat, and there's still some unique stuff about it. It may be a little bit odd, but it's still interesting and stuff. Whereas Bloodborne is the more modern day, just modern day
watered down.
Item. It's just kind of watered down and stuff like that, and it's not as unique. It's more polished, sure, but it's just not as unique.
Yeah.
Dark Souls 2 has some amazing areas, that dragon area. I absolutely love that dragon area. You go up
really
the elevator,
good.
and then you just see dragons flying around and stuff. It's really amazing. But that's it. I don't know. I don't have much
a short thing at the end here, maybe. I know people are gonna be mad because it's PC elitist, but the fact that Dark Souls 2 on PC is a huge advantage to the game.
Yeah.
Because playing Bloodborne on PS4 at 30 FPS with low, maybe not low resolution, but suboptimal resolution. It's just way more enjoyable to have to be on PC and to have all these options and to feel like the game you've been unchained as a gamer.
Unchained.
On Bloodborne, it feels very restrictive.
Yeah, but either way, those are our thoughts. Leave your thoughts, leave your opinions in the comments below. Obviously, I know we kind of trashed on Bloodborne a lot, but still check out our other video where we go in a little bit more in depth, and we still say it is a good game. But that's it. Make sure you subscribe, YouTube stuff. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.